Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be back tonight again for this lecture on the foundations of public health. So yesterday and the week before, we had, lectures, and today is going to be the fourth lecture for this course. And I would like to see if anybody can remind us what we discussed yesterday. What did we discuss yesterday? Does anybody remember?
Recording in progress.
Who can tell us what we did yesterday?
Talked about biostatistics.
Excellent. Not biostatistics, but biostatistics. Very good. So we talked about biostatistics. And if somebody has to tell me one or two words about biostatistics, what would you say? One or two words about biostatistics. What would it be?
A biostatistic provide essential tools to analyze clinical trial and ensure reliable medical conclusion.
Very good. Yeah. So biostatistics provides the tools to analyze data and make relevant conclusion about clinical trials and public health data as well. Yeah. So that does work, and that will definitely guide into making medical care a little better with new discovery. Excellent. So when they talk about biostatistics, what you should think of is data, analysis, and better decision making for public health and also medicine. And as you have mentioned, it is used for clinical trials and also disease surveillance, etc. So that is great. Is there anybody who would like to add anything else? What did we discuss yesterday regarding biostatistics? All right. So I think what was mentioned here was mostly what we've seen. And so today, I will discuss with you health policy and law, seeing some key concepts, critical skills, and policy, right? And during this lecture, we'll try to develop health policy skills for French English learners, who you are. So it's an important topic because it's part of the administrative side, I would say, of this lecture, because some of you were looking forward to us discussing that. So this is normally lecture 8, and today is lecture 4, but I try to mix it a little bit so that we can see technical skills and skills that applies to kind of administration and health policy in the same time. So try to kind of mix it to make it more appealing to everybody. So if you look at the syllabus, this is not what we're supposed to discuss today, but just trying to accommodate some people's requests. So this is why we have this today. And so this is the agenda. I would like somebody to read the agenda for us. So the agenda is just like the timetable for today's discussion, and these are the points that we will be discussing. So anybody who would like to read this for us?
Agenda highlights. Introduction to health policy and law. K. Public health laws
Hold
and
on.
policies.
Who is reading?
It's
Is
me,
it God?
Eve.
Eve,
No,
were you here yesterday?
Yeah,
Okay, remember this word. Don't make that mistake again. How do you read this one?
K.
No, somebody
Key.
else. Yeah, key. Don't make that mistake. We have read this many times. This is key, okay? All right, you can continue. Can you get closer to the microphone? We have hard time hearing you. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Key. Public health laws and policies.
All right, this one, we can read it laws, okay? Laws.
Laws.
Everybody laws. And this, you read it law.
laws,
Law.
laws,
Law and laws. Law, laws, okay? And how do you read this one?
Policies.
policies,
Policies, everybody, policies.
policies.
Excellent. It's not policies, okay? Policies. All right, keep going. Eve, keep going.
Okay. Critical analysis of health policies proposal. Writing effective policies briefs. Communicating policies recommendation. Practical application and review.
All right. How do you read this one again?
Policy.
All right, policy.
Policy,
Yes, very good. Policy is how you should read it. That's important. So don't forget about this, okay? It's policy. And this is policies. All right? So tomorrow, if that word comes up, you need to pronounce it correctly. Excellent. So as you can see, the French translation is underneath, just for you to make a quick sense out of that. We are not going to be going through it. It's just for understanding in the future when I share the slides or the presentation or the video, I should say. Now we are going to do a quick introduction to health policy and law. All right. Quick introduction to health policy and law. So this is really an overview. We are not trying to get into the technical aspect of it. This is really to learn some key terms. Okay, learn some key English terms. Excellent. So can somebody read this for us? Read only the English part. Somebody to read for us.
definition and importance of health policy. Health policy overview. Health policies include decision and action aims at achieving specific healthcare goals. Impact of public health. Policies directly influence public health outcomes by guiding resource allocation and intervention.
Very good. So let's review a few words here. Okay. So let's check this one. How do you read this one? Anybody?
Achieving.
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 Yes, good. We saw this word yesterday. How do you read this?
Health.
Health.
Very good. Health, excellent. We saw this word today. Don't make a mistake. Read it.
Policies.
Policies.
Policies. You need to make
Policies.
sure that the S at the end is heard. Policies, not policies. Policies.
Policies.
Policy.
Excellent.
Policy.
All right. It sounds like somebody's playing. We are learning here. How do you read this one?
Directly.
Directly. Yeah, directly also works. It depends on what side of the word you are. How about this one? How do you read this?
Influence.
Influence, everybody. Influence.
Influence.
Yes, I think we saw this before. Influence.
Influence.
Good. How do you read this one?
Guarding.
Guiding.
Guiding.
All right, very good. How about this?
Allocation.
Allocation. This one.
Intervention.
Interventions. Very good. So, who would like to tell me what does this first paragraph means in French?
La,
Inclut les décisions.
la politique.
Yes, somebody try. Okay, or maybe what we should do is, can somebody define achieve? Achieve. What does it mean in French? Achieve.
That is the problem.
Achieve means accompli.
Attaché.
Accompli, achieve, accompli. Il faut écrire. Je pense que c'est un mot qu'on a déjà vu.
Accompli.
Yes, accompli. And we also talked about achievements. Do you remember achievement? We talked about the public health. We talked about the public health achievements for the 21st century. And that was during the very first class. Who remembers that? Who remembers public health achievements for the 21st century? Who remembers? Who was present during the first lecture? Can you hear me? Do you understand my question?
Repeat, please.
Who was in class? Who was in class during the very first lecture, during the first class? Who was there? Who attended the first lecture? Did you understand? No. Qui a suivi le premier cours? Ah, ok. Donc, en fait, vous avez compris la question. Yeah, so during the first lecture, we talked about public health achievement for the 21st century. And public health achievement that we mentioned, you have immunization, for example, right? So immunization is an achievement or an accomplishment. So it's the same word here. It's the same root to achieve, accompli. Accomplishment, achievements. It's the same word, okay?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so you can unmute and speak. Remember, the goal for this class is for you to improve your speaking skills, right? So it'd be good for you to do that. All right. So health policy includes decisions and actions aimed at achieving specific healthcare goals. Was somebody able to translate it in French? Anybody wants to try?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
La politique sanitaire inclut les décisions et les actions pour l'accomplissement spécifique de la santé.
Pour l'accomplissement d'objectifs spécifiques de santé.
OK.
Very good. Thank you for trying. All right. Now, the impact on public health. Policies directly influence public health outcomes by guiding resource allocation and interventions. What does it mean? So policies directly influence. What does it mean? Policies directly influence. Les politiques
La
influencent
politique,
directement.
Directement les résultats de
Résultats de santé publique.
santé publique,
By, c'est en.
par en guidant,
Oui,
en orientant,
oui.
les ressources d'allocation et d'intervention.
C'est l'allocation des ressources et des
et des
interventions.
interventions.
Okay, good. So that's that. All right, let's keep moving forward. All right, so somebody to read this for us. Anybody?
Yes.
I wrote, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. Overview of public health law.
It's not
State
loud.
powers,
Hold on.
Low.
Hold on. How do you read this?
Low.
law,
Law.
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 law,
It's not low. Low is with O. If you put O, then it's low. All right? If it's
yes,
the A, it's law.
law.
Yes.
Low.
Okay, go ahead.
Overview of public health law.
Mm-hmm.
State powers and duties. Public health law defines the state authority to protect and promote community health and safety. To continue?
Yeah, finish.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
First paragraph.
Yeah, you can finish the whole slide. Read the whole slide.
Okay. Legal framework importance. Understanding public health legal framework is essential for evaluating and shaping health policy.
Okay. Very, very good. So let's try to review some of these words. How do you read this one?
Powers.
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 Powers. Good.
Powers.
The next
Duties.
one. Yes, everybody, duties.
Duties.
So what does this one mean?
Puissance.
Yes. Or puissance or
Pouvoir.
pouvoir. Good.
Pouvoir.
Yes. What does this one mean?
Responsable.
Devoir.
Duties, devoir ou responsabilité.
Responsabilité.
Okay. We saw this one before. What does this one mean?
Promouvoir.
Promouvoir.
Yes. How do you read this in English?
Sécurité. Safety.
No.
Safety. Safety.
Ouais, safety.
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 Safety, everybody, safety.
Safety.
Good. Not safety, not safety, safety.
Safety.
Good. How do you read this one?
Framework.
Hmm?
Framework.
Yes, everybody, framework.
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 Good. How about this one?
Essential.
Okay, somebody else want to try?
Essential.
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 Yes. All right. How do you read this one?
Shaping.
Shaping. Shaping.
Shaping.
We already saw this one. Somebody, can you tell us how do you read it?
Policies.
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 Excellent. So what does shaping mean? What does shape mean? Shape. Shape is what? What is shape?
Façon, façonner.
Hmm?
Façon, ben c'est façonner.
Okay, but shape, what does shape mean?
La
Shape.
forme.
Yes, shape is form, all right? So shaping is façonner or formater, okay?
Okay.
Yes. Very good. So who can tell us what the last paragraph means? Can somebody translate this for us? Hmm?
Comprendre la santé publique légale est essentiel pour évaluer et formater les politiques sanitaires.
Mhm. Comprendre le cadre légal de la santé publique est essentiel pour évaluer et formater les politiques de santé. Okay. All right. Let's move to the next one.
Chaque n'ont pas d'établir, non?
Oui, établir ou formater
Oui.
ou élaborer. Tout ça,
Voilà,
ça marche. Okay.
Check comment.
All right, let's see a few key public health laws and policies. What are the foundational public health laws that you guys know? So we have the legal basis for public health and the importance of policy development. Now, in terms of legal basis for public health, foundational laws establish the legal framework for implementing public health measures and interventions. Importance in policy development. Understanding these laws is crucial for analyzing and developing effective public health policies. So I read it. Now let's see if you were able to grasp the words and if you can pronounce them the way it should. All right. Are you ready to be tested? Est-ce que vous êtes prêt pour être testé? On a déjà lu, maintenant on va savoir est-ce que vous avez pu saisir comment on prononce les mots. Can somebody read this for us?
Establish.
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 All right. How about this one? How do you read this one?
Framework.
Work.
Very good. We saw this
Framework.
word almost 1 million times. How do you read it?
Measures.
Measure.
Measure.
Major.
Measures.
Major.
Measure.
It's not major. It's measures.
Measure.
Measures.
Measures.
Major.
Measures.
Measures.
Somebody still saying major? Really? We just pronounce it measure. Measure. It's not major. It's measure.
Measure.
Who is the person who is saying major?
Measure.
How do you read this one?
Les mesures.
How do you read this one? The one that
Les
I just...
mesures.
No.
Measure.
Measure.
Major.
Yeah, so you read this one major, okay?
Major.
This one is major, but this one is measure.
Measure.
You see the difference? Voyez un peu la différence?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
major is this one. This is major.
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 This is
Major.
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 And this one is measure.
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 Right. Good.
Measure.
Excellent. Let's move forward. Okay, can somebody read for us? Make sure you pronounce well. Somebody?
Example of health policies.
Uh-huh.
Vaccination mandates. Vaccination mandates protect public health by preventing disease outbreak through community immunity. Tobacco control policies. Tobacco control laws reduce smoking rates and relate health risks to improve population well-being.
Good. So, what does vaccination mandates do? What do vaccination mandates do?
Vaccination mandates prevent disease.
Okay, vaccination mandate prevents disease. Okay, anything else? Anything else? What do vaccination mandates do?
It protects public health.
All right. The person who talk, you are right. But the pronunciation can be corrected. How do you pronounce this word?
Public.
Okay,
Public.
so can you repeat your answer with a good pronunciation?
Vaccination mandates protect public health.
Excellent.
Public
20 sur 20.
health by preventing.
So what can reduce smoking rates? What can reduce smoking rates?
Tobacco control policy.
Very good. Tobacco control policies can reduce smoking rates. And what is the public health benefit of reduced smoking rate? What is the public health benefit of reduced smoking rates?
It's improve population well-being.
Very good. Who is that? Shakira or Madame Yankini? Who is it?
Shakira.
Yes. Very good, Shakira. You did well. 120 sur 100. All right. Let's move to the next slide. Faut pas dormir, il faut vous réveiller comme Shakira. Okay, who wanna read this slide for us? Who wants to read the slide? Jetez-vous à l'eau. Si on se trompe, on va se corriger. Et puis on va apprendre.
French English vocabulary for law and policies.
Very good. For laws and policies. Excellent. Keep going.
Okay. Bilingual vocabulary
All right.
importance.
Let's do this. How do you read this? Yeah, I think the way you read it, somebody would have read it the same way. But how do you read this?
Bilingual.
Bilingual.
Excellent. So everybody bilingual.
Bilingual.
Excellent.
Bilingual.
All right. Keep going. Keep reading.
Bilingual vocabulary and importance. Understanding legal terms in both French and English improve clarity in health policy discussion.
Discussions.
Discussion.
Good.
Health policy communication. Using correct vocabulary facilitates effective communication about health policies across language barrier.
Excellent. So this one, you read it facilitates. Everybody facilitates.
Facilitate.
Facilitate.
Excellent.
Facilitate.
Barriers.
Barriers.
Very good. So why
Barriers.
is it important to understand legal terms? Why is it important to understand legal terms?
For clarity and policy discussion.
Yeah, the person who just spoke, you are far away from the microphone, but your answer seems right. Can you get closer to the microphone and repeat your answer? Why is it important to understand legal terms?
For clarity in health policy discussions.
Okay, can somebody respond with a sentence and formulate a sentence and answer the question? Why is it important to understand legal terms?
It is important to understanding legal terms because clarity and policy discussion.
You are missing a verb because it improves
Improve.
Okay.
clarity in health policy discussion. So when you have an understanding of the terminology used in terminology used in the legal framework, it facilitates or it improves the clarity when you're having discussions about health policy. Very good. So why is effective communication important in health policy? Why is effective communication important in health policy? Anybody? Why do we need to have a good communication on health policy?
Effective communication is. Can you repeat the question?
Why do we need to have effective communication regarding health policy?
We need to create a health communication to explain.
Yes, keep going.
Explain.
Yeah, to explain, you said it.
To explain very well the idea health policy.
Okay, yeah. Effective communication is important because we need to explain well the content of health policies, for example. Yeah, that is good. So when you're trying to answer, don't be afraid. Just answer. Okay?
Okay.
If it's not right, we'll correct it and you learn. Very good. Let's move to the next one. Next slide. What we got? Critical analysis of health policy proposals. So if you're a specialist of health policy, your boss or the Ministry of Health might come to you and give you a policy document and tell you to make an observation or to criticize it or to make a critique of it, right? So this is what they call in French, l'analyse critique des propositions de politique de santé. So when there is a policy before the publish, there will be a few specialists that will look at it and try to understand it and see if it is a good policy, right? And in order for do that, you need to do a critical analysis of that health policy. Is that all right? So now, what do you think are the criteria or the criteria for evaluating health policies? Okay? Donc, si vous avez une politique de santé, quels sont les critères d'évaluation? All right? So, if you have health policies, what are the criteria for evaluating them? Can somebody read? Can somebody read?
Area for evaluating policies.
Mm-hmm.
Visibility, Assess.
Feasibility.
Okay, feasibility.
Mhm.
Assess whether a policy can be realistically implemented with available resource and capabilities.
Okay, so if we learn a word, make sure you remember. We learn how to read this word. What did we say?
Resource.
Yes, there is an S at the end. En
Resource.
français, en anglais, c'est pas comme en français. Le S à la fin des mots se prononce. Si c'était français, c'est ressources. On oublie, on s'en fout du S à la fin. Mais en anglais, il faut le prononcer. Resources.
Resources.
Capabilities.
Capabilities.
Evaluates.
Evaluate.
Outcomes.
Outcomes.
Policies.
Policies.
Burdens.
Burdens.
How about this one? Here.
Graphs.
What?
Group.
No.
Group. Social groups. Groups.
C'est qui est en train de fabriquer l'anglais là?
Oops.
Sorry. Groups, please.
Groups.
Yes, groups.
Groups.
Yes, and this one, how would you read this one? This one.
Benefits.
Yes, benefits. This one.
Benefits.
The last one.
Resources.
Yes.
Resources.
On retient la leçon. Hein? Donc, c'est quoi la règle qu'on a essayé de comprendre tout de suite là? Quelqu'un peut m'expliquer ça en français?
Oui, en français, on ne prononce pas le S. On s'en fout du S. Mais en anglais, il faut le prononcer.
Voilà. Les S à la fin des mots pour former le pluriel. Pour former le pluriel, on doit les prononcer, que ce soit pour conjuguer un verbe ou bien un pluriel. Le S à la fin des mots se prononce. On ne les ignore pas comme en français. OK?
Yes.
Donc, si vous voyez un mot avec un S que vous ne prononcez pas, je fais -5.
Oh.
Voilà. C'est important. Okay. So go back and let's start over and read this. Feasibility. Start with feasibility.
Feasibility.
Yeah. Qui lisait le slide là? Il faut y aller.
Okay. Feasibility asks whether a policy can be realistically implemented with available resources and capabilities.
Available what?
Resources and capabilities. Impact evaluates the potential positive and negative outcomes of the policy and on the target population and environment.
Environment.
Equity
Okay. Here's another one. In English, yeah,
Yes.
somebody say
Yes.
equity. Yeah, you are on a good path, but this one you read it qui. It's not key, it's qui. Okay.
Okay.
Equity.
Equity.
Yes. Keep going. Keep going, ça veut dire continuer.
Okay. Equity answers that policies fairly distribute benefits and burdens across different social groups.
Voilà, si vous aviez 18 sur 20, maintenant c'est 20 sur 20 parce que les S sont bien prononcés. Good job.
Okay, merci.
Continuez.
Okay. Sustainability.
Sustainability.
Sustainability. Sustainability examines whether a policy's benefits can be maintained long-term without depleting resources.
All right. Nice try. And you did way better than you did the first time. Somebody to read this word for us. How do you read this one?
What?
Without.
Without. What does it mean? What is the translation in French?
Without.
Huh?
Sans.
Sans. Without.
Without.
Donc, on doit mettre la langue entre les dents. Quand vous voulez prononcer le TH là, c'est the, without.
Without.
Without. Voilà, c'est pas un D, c'est pas un S. C'est pas without, c'est pas without. C'est without.
Without.
C'est pas V non plus, c'est pas without, c'est without.
Without.
On a tous appris ça en 6e, non? TH, c'est the. Okay. How do you read this one?
Depleting.
Depleting.
Yes. Depleting. Thank you, Mr. Ganu. Depleting is how you pronounce this. Depleting. Good. Okay, so let's try to understand what is feasibility in simple words. Can somebody tell me what is feasibility?
Feasibility.
Okay, not the translation.
What is possible?
Huh?
What
say it in English. Huh?
What is possible?
Excellent. Feasibility means, is it possible to implement the policy, right? And you see the word here, they say realistically. Realistically, can the policy be implemented? So let's take an example. If, for example, to reduce circulation crash or accidents in Ouagadougou, they say nobody should use a motorcycle anymore. The motorcycles are banned. No more motorcycles in Ouagadougou. Is this feasible realistically right now? Is it yes or no?
No.
Why? Why is it not feasible? Why do you think it's not feasible? Can you explain?
In the long term, it is possible.
Okay, in the long term, it's possible. All right. But now?
Now, right, it is difficult.
Why?
First, we must sensibilize population. And another thing, my English is finished now. My English is finished.
Okay. Can somebody help her? Somebody has more English to help?
What a question?
Oh, somebody was dreaming or sleeping. So we talked about a policy of not of kind of banning motorcycles from circulating in Ouagadougou. Is it a feasible policy or not? If we decide to ban motorcycles from circulating in Ouagadougou, is it feasible?
There is no more communities car.
Okay, so the policy of banning motorcycles in Ouagadougou, I think as somebody mentioned, it is not feasible now because the majority of the population is using motorcycles, right? To go to work, to go to the market, run their errands and all that. So it is difficult, right? Difficult. So it's not feasible now, right now, but in the long term, maybe yes. Okay, now let's talk about the impact. So what is the impact of a policy? Somebody know what's the impact of a policy? Are you sleeping?
No.
Yeah, the impact. What is the impact of a policy? It's written. It's on your screen.
The impact of the time.
What?
Please repeat your question.
What is the impact of a policy? What is the impact of a policy? C'est quoi l'impact d'une politique de santé?
The impact of a policy evaluates the potential positive and negative outcomes.
Very good. C'est aussi simple que ça. You can just read. Now, let's say the policy of banning motorcycles in Ouagadougou. What are potential positive and negative outcomes? If you decide to ban motorcycles, you say no more motorcycles circulating in Ouagadougou. What are potential positive and negative outcomes?
The negative is pollute environment.
Nope. The policy is no more motorcycle. So that should be positive because if there is no motorcycle, then pollution will decrease, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So think about it. Okay. So do you have any other impacts you want to talk about, positive or negative?
The positive impact can be of a reduction of the accident
Excellent.
of
The
circulation.
reduction
Can be
reduction of traffic crashes
of
will
traffic.
will be a positive impact. Very good. Anything else? Anything else?
Positive impact
Mm-hmm.
can be of to
Reduce.
reduce voilà
Mm-hmm.
anglais là. En
Mm-hmm.
fait,
Reduce what?
ça permet d'économiser en carburant, en fait.
Okay.
Voilà, d'économiser.
Okay. To reduce spending.
Yes.
Reduce spending for fuel.
It
Okay.
helps to do a sport.
Okay. It will increase doing sports.
Sports.
So you will walk to go to work. All right. Yes. Anything else? Any negative impact? Because you guys have been only talking about positive impact. What is potential negative impact? So no negative impact?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What will that be? What will be a negative impact?
It was. C'est pas was. La conjugaison là, wow.
It is.
It is slow.
Uh-huh. It is what?
Slow. Lent.
Qu'est-ce qui est lent?
Motorcycle.
No, but the
Par
policy.
rapport aux autres, quoi.
Non, mais on parle de politique de santé. La politique de
ok.
santé, c'est d'empêcher les motos de circuler à Ouaga. Donc, faut bien comprendre ça. Maintenant, à partir d'empêcher motos de circuler à Ouaga, ça c'est une politique de santé. Quelles pourraient être les conséquences positives ou l'impact négatif? Donc, pour l'impact positif, on a dit ça va diminuer
Pollution.
la
La pollution
pollution,
environnementale.
ça va diminuer les accidents de la circulation, ça va permettre d'économiser en carburant, même si ça c'est relativement, il faut revoir peut-être, mais je demandais si tout est positif, quels sont les impacts négatifs possibles? En anglais, what are possible negative impacts of a public policy banning motorcycles from Ouagadougou?
The switchers of the car or the
Okay, so there will be overload. There will be overload in buses, in public buses, right?
yes.
Very good. Overcrowding or overload of public buses. Okay, anything else?
C'est ça, je voulais dire.
But it can also be difficult for people because the buses are not everywhere and people are not used to riding buses to work. And buses, they don't go everywhere. So it might reduce the access to some places by the population, right? Ça pourrait réduire l'accès à certaines zones par les populations parce que les bus ne vont pas partout. Et les gens ne sont pas habitués à circuler en bus, donc ça va désorienter les gens pendant un bon moment. So these are things that you need to think of. So first of all, access to some places might be reduced because the buses don't go everywhere. There is overload and overcrowding of buses. But also people are not used to be taking rides with buses. So it might give people a hard time in the beginning, right? They might be used to it in the future, but at the beginning of the implementation of these policies, it might be difficult. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when you go back and watch the video, make sure that you are able to say this next time in English because you will be tested on it. Quand vous allez regarder la vidéo, il faut vous assurer que vous pouvez redire ça en anglais parce que vous allez être testé. OK, donc d'ici là, je vais faire le quiz et je vais vous envoyer ça. Donc, il faut vous assurer que vous maîtrisez, sinon vous n'allez pas réussir le devoir. Okay, so we talked about what? These are, oh, the equity. Okay, so somebody, what is equity? And somebody tell me, what is equity?
Equity is justice.
Okay, yeah. Equity is about justice. Okay, something else?
The same thing.
Okay, justice, good. All right. So can somebody read? Can somebody read what is written? Si quelqu'un peut lire ce qui est écrit. Bon, j'ai envie de parler du là maintenant, mais quand on pose question là, au moins c'est écrit, il faut lire. Ah, il faut lire ou bien?
Yes.
All right, can somebody read that for us?
Equity.
Equity ensures that policies fairly distribute benefits and burdens across different social groups.
All right. Very, very, very good. So the only thing you need to do is read, okay? But I appreciate the fact that Mr. Ganu said in the beginning, justice, equity is justice. And it's written here, fair. Something that is fair is something that is just, right? So when there is a policy, we need to think that this policy affects everybody the same way. The benefit is distributed everywhere the same way. And the burdens or negative outcomes are distributed the same way across different social groups. All right? So when you take a social group, what are the social groups in Burkina? You have the poor, you have the rich, you have women, you have men, you have children, you have old people or the elders, you have rural, you have urban. So these are the different social groups. Do you understand that? Somebody say yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you implement a policy or if you are designing a policy, you need to think it will affect all these different groups the same way. Okay. For example, if you take the banning of motorcycles in Ouagadougou, which group does it affect more? It's the question. If you decide to implement a policy and say no more motorcycles in Ouagadougou, which social group is more affected?
With people who
Excellent.
don't have
Poor
who don't
people
have
will be more affected, right? Very good. What other group will be more affected? If you compare rural and urban, which group will be more affected? Rural, because in rural places, people use exclusively motorcycles because there is no bus and there is no taxi.
Yes.
So if you implement a policy, you need to think everybody should be affected the same way. It should not affect some people more than it affect others. And this is what the principle of equity is. Is this clear?
Yes.
Without explanation in French, do you think you understand? Who does not understand?
I don't understand.
You don't understand. All right, let me explain more. So equity means that, but do you understand the principle of policy? You understand what a policy is? A public policy? The person who says, I don't understand, do you know what a public policy is?
No, I don't understand.
La politique publique.
Yeah, public policy, public, public, policy, politique, public policy, politique, publique. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. Même en français, vous savez ce que c'est qu'une politique publique?
Politique publique.
C'est un peu comme une loi. Si, par exemple, on décide, par exemple, que interdiction de jeter des ordures dans les caniveaux.
Ah,
Et puis, on
oui,
sort
oui.
une note, on dit, personne ne doit faire ça. Ça, c'est une
politique publique.
Oui, oui,
non,
oui, ok.
non, le monsieur le monsieur qui dit qu'il comprend pas là.
Yeah,
Ça,
I
ça c'est quoi?
understand now.
Ça, c'est
Je
quoi? What
comprends
is it?
que, bon, c'est une politique publique.
Excellent.
Là,
This
la
is,
mairie fait sortir une note dit d'éviter de faire ci, faire ça.
yes, that's what we call public policy.
Policy.
Now,
Okay.
when you design a public policy, who is impacted? It's a question for you. When you design a public policy, who the public policy impacts?
It impacts population.
Excellent. And in that population, you have different social groups, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So according to you, what are two social groups that you might have in the population?
We have the rich and poor.
Excellent. You have the rich and you have the poor. So the equity means if there is a public policy, it needs to impact all the different groups the same way. That is equity. The poor and the rich should have equal distribution of the positive and negative outcomes of the policy. You get that?
Yeah, I understand.
This is equity.
Okay.
Okay. So is it clear for everybody now?
Yeah, it's clear.
All right. So who does not understand? Everybody understand. All right. Now let's talk about sustainability. Who can tell me what sustainability is? Sustainability. Who can translate in French?
Socially.
Sustainability. Sustainability. What is it? C'est la pérennité. C'est pas susceptibilité. C'est la pérennité. Ici, on parle de loi, on parle pas d'individu. On est toujours en matière de politique publique. Donc, c'est la pérennité, n'est-ce pas?
Peut-on dire la durée?
Hein?
La durée.
Voilà, c'est la pérennité. Est-ce que c'est une loi qu'on peut garder sur la durée? Est-ce qu'on peut l'implémenter sur le long terme? Okay? So, can somebody read the meaning in English for us? Somebody, can you read the meaning in English for us?
In French or in English?
Can you read the meaning in English for us? Sustainability.
Sustainability examines whether a policy's benefits can be maintained in long term without depleting resources.
Excellent. So here we talk about what? Maintain the policy's benefits in the long term without depleting the resources. So it's important to note a few aspects here. So every policy is supposed to have benefits. It's because we're looking for benefits. That's why we implement a policy, right? If you are not looking to have a benefit, there is no reason for designing a policy. Now, can we maintain the benefits of the policy in the long term? That's the question. And the aspect of without depleting resources is also important. Without depleting resources, okay? Without depleting resources. So c'est bien de maintenir les bénéfices de la politique à long terme, mais il faut également s'assurer que on n'épuise pas les ressources qu'on a de disponibles à notre niveau, n'est-ce pas? Si on doit mobiliser toute la police nationale pour s'assurer que les gens ne circulent plus en waga à moto, alors qu'il y a je sais pas, les terroristes et les bandits qui opèrent, bon, ça aussi, ça n'a pas de sens, n'est-ce pas? On va peut-être diminuer les accidents de la circulation, mais on va peut-être arriver à la maison trouver que les bandits ont tout ramassé. So, that is important to note. The benefit should be maintained long term, garder les bénéfices à long terme, without depleting resources, sans épuiser les ressources disponibles. Okay? So, can somebody tell me, what does this word mean? What's the meaning of this word?
Épuisé.
Good.
In French or English?
Épuisé is good. Now, can you read it in English for us? Shakira, read this in English.
The word?
Yeah, read this word in English.
Depleting.
Depleting, everybody.
Depleting.
Yes, you never read this as I. This is always E, okay? So this is E.
Okay.
And this is what? I. But sometimes you can read this one E or I. But this one is always E, okay?
Yeah.
All right, don't make that mistake again. Very good. Let's keep moving. All right. So identifying strengths and weaknesses in our public policy. So policy strengths recognition. How do we make sure we know that? Identifying strengths in a policy highlights areas of success that can be leveraged for greater impact. These are the strengths of a policy. Policy weaknesses, identification. Recognizing the weaknesses allows for targeted improvement and risk mitigation in policy proposals. Right, so a policy has strengths and it also has, a policy can have strengths and also has what? Weaknesses. Informed decision-making, refining policies based on strengths and weaknesses will lead to better health outcomes and effective decision-making. Useful expressions and terminology in English. So mastering key English terms will improve the clarity and precision in health policy discussions. This is something we have already seen. Common useful expressions. So familiarity with common policy phrases in English will aid effective communication and critique. It will also facilitate clear critique because when you use precise expressions that will support accurate analysis and discussion of health policies. Now, how do we write effective policy briefs? I would like somebody to read this for us. What is the structure of a policy brief? Somebody, can you read?
Structure of policy brief.
All right, so the way you read this word is, who can try for us? How do you read this one?
Structure.
Okay.
Structure.
Okay, somebody else? One final
Structure.
try? Structure. Structure.
Structure.
Yeah, somebody structure. Excellent. Structure of a
Policy.
Policy. We have pronounced this word like 1,000 times in the beginning of the class. Do you remember?
Yes.
So it should be what? Policy, not policy.
Policy.
C'est pas police. C'est pas police comme en français. It's policy. Okay?
Policy.
Don't forget policy.
Policy.
All right. How do you read this one? Brief.
Brief.
Yes. So how do you read the whole thing?
Structure of a policy brief.
Of a policy brief.
Excellent. Structure of a policy brief. Yes.
Structure
Continue.
of a policy brief.
Brief. Why brief? Il faut sortir, quand vous apprenez anglais, il faut sortir le français là de la tête.
Okay.
Sortir ça de la tête. Il faut écouter et puis vous emmagasiner seulement. Il ne faut pas vous poser des questions. Emmagasiner. C'est comme la mémoire, quoi. C'est le boileau.
Store, quoi. To store.
Hein?
I say to store. To store.
Exactly. You just have to store the information the way you get it. You don't have to think, forget about French, okay? French can help you know the meaning maybe, but you need to get out of that. And the best way to learn English is to think in English. Okay? Donc, la meilleure façon d'apprendre l'anglais, c'est de penser en anglais. Si vous pensez en français pour traduire en anglais, là, vous allez être perdu.
Thinking in English.
Yeah. Think in English and speak in English. So this is structure of a policy brief. Okay?
And forget French in the mind.
Exactly. Forget French for the, for the time being. All right. Good. So, yeah, Mr. Ganu said it. Who was reading? Was it Madame Yankine?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Structure of a policy brief.
Okay, go ahead.
Introduction.
Okay. Was that Madame Yankine née dans la région de Yankine ou vous êtes né ailleurs?
Non, c'est né au Drago.
Ah, ok. Sinon, j'allais dire, vous avez mangé beaucoup d'arachide. Ok, allons-y. Non, pas besoin de lire la traduction.
Ok. Introduction.
Introduction.
Introduction. Introduction.
Okay.
The introduction sets the context and purpose of the policy brief clearly and concisely. Problems statement identifies the key issue or challenge the policy brief aims to address for targeted solutions. Options and recommendations. Presents possible solution and expert recommendation guide effective decision making. Conclusion. Summarize the brief key message and reinforce the call to action for stakeholders.
Very good. Now, let's try to review the words and also, in terms of meaning and in terms of pronunciation, okay? All right, so what is this slide about? Can somebody tell me what are we talking about on this slide? What are we talking about? What is this slide talking about?
This slide talking about structure of a policy brief.
Very good. And what are the different elements of a policy brief? Just list the 4 elements of a policy brief.
The different elements are introduction, problem statement, option and recommendation, and conclusion.
Very good. So what is the goal of the problem statement? What is the goal or the objective of the problem statement?
It identifies the key issue or challenge the policy briefing aims to address for targeted solutions.
Excellent. It identifies the key issue or challenge the policy brief aims to address for targeted solution. Right? Very good. And what does the conclusion do? What does the conclusion do?
The conclusion summarize the brief.
The conclusion does what?
Summarize.
Where did you put the S at the end of the word?
Summarize.
No, summarizes. We need to hear the S at the end. Summarizes.
Summarize. The brief's key message and reinforce
messages.
And it reinforces the call to action for stakeholders.
Very good. The conclusion summarizes the brief's key messages and reinforces the call to action for stakeholders. Don't forget the S at the end of the word. Next time, if you forget, -2. Okay? So what are the tips for clear and persuasive writing of a policy? You need to have a clarity in writing. Use simple and precise language to ensure the message is easily understood by all readers. Conciseness. Eliminate unnecessary words and focus on the core message to keep writing brief and impactful. Logical flow. Organize ideas logically to guide readers smoothly through the argument or narrative. All right? So these are the tips for a clear policy writing. Now, why is it important, to know some common policy brief phrases? Bilingual communication is important. But I think here it's mostly it's mostly for English. So when you know the English phrases that are important for policy brief, it will improve the clarity and inclusivity in policy documents. Streamlined policy preparation. Familiarity with common phrases helps prepare policy briefs efficiently and accurately. Enhancing audience understanding. Using English phrases will allows diverse audiences to better understand policy messages. All right? Now, communicating policy recommendations. Those are important stuff. And we already saw this in the previous slides. Do we have somebody to read this slide for us? Anybody? Can you read? Anybody to read the slide for us? Strategies for presenting recommendations. Anybody who wants to read?
Strategies for presenting recommendation.
Recommendations.
Recommendations.
Good. Keep going.
Clear messaging. Present recommendations with concise and straightforward language for better understanding. Audience awareness. Tailor recommendations based on the interest and knowledge level of the target audience. Supporting evidence. Use relevant data and example to strengthen the credibility of recommendations.
Very good. Let's try to review a few words here. All right. So this one, how do you pronounce it? Concise, everybody, concise.
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 Excellent. This one, how do you read this one? Somebody.
Straightforward.
Straightforward. Everybody, straightforward.
Straightforward.
Yeah, so say you have to divide this in two different words. Straight means direct, right? And forward means move ahead. So straightforward, droit devant. OK? Donc,
Straightforward.
utilisez en fait des mots qui vont droit au but, quoi. OK? How do you read this one? Awareness.
Awareness.
How do you read this one? Audience. Audience. Based.
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 How do you read this one?
Audience.
Very good. We already saw that. Audience. How about this one?
Credibility.
Credibility. How about this one?
Credibility. Strengthen.
Strengthen. Remember, the tongue has to be between the teeth. Strengthen. Strengthen. Not then, not then. Strengthen. Okay, everybody, strengthen.
Strengthen.
Excellent.
Strengthen.
Good job. All right, let's try to move to the next slide, which should be the last one. Everybody ready? All right, so in conclusion, this module, as you can tell, covered the essential health policy and law concepts for better understanding and application. And so you should have critical analysis skills to be able to critique a health policy. So you need to know what are the different criteria to critique a health policy. And there are techniques for writing and communicating health policy issues. So knowing the structure of a health policy will help you write it. And effective engagement requires skills from you to actually communicate what a policy has as a content to a given audience. So this is pretty much it for today's lecture. Is there anybody who has a question before we close the class today? Any question, any comment, any recommendation? So you can turn on your camera if you want to, so I can see your faces. Yes, Shakira, you have a question?
Yes.
What's your question?
I have some difficult to make difference in when I learn E, for example, message, I want to read message and don't messages. And for me, can I speak in French?
Okay.
No. I didn't understand French.
Okay, yeah, sorry. No French today. Next time. So keep going. So are you saying that you have difficult time knowing when to read E and I? Or what
And
is it?
I
Okay. No, I mean for
message.
it's message. Well, it's just like when I said sometimes you just have to learn how to pronounce it and just memorize it. Most of the time there are no rules. That's the issue with English. For example, you can see a word that is pronounced in a certain way, and you will see the same writing in a different word, but the pronunciation is different. So there are actually no rules. It's difficult. You just have to be exposed to it, read more. Sometimes you can even write the word in Google and ask for the pronunciation. Okay? So write in Google and ask for pronunciation. And when you have that pronunciation, just make sure you memorize. And next time you say it the way you learned it. That's it. So, donc c'est ça. Souvent, il n'y a pas de règle précise. Le mot peut être écrit d'une certaine façon, avec une lecture ou une prononciation, et vous voyez la même structure dans un autre mot, mais la lecture est totalement différente. Il n'y a pas de règle, il faut apprendre et mémoriser.
Exactly.
Et en termes de prononciation, il faut souvent aller sur Google, vous écrivez le mot et puis vous demandez la prononciation. Vous cliquez sur le bouton qui montre le microphone là. Ça va vous donner la prononciation, vous mémorisez et puis vous gardez ça comme tel. La prochaine fois, vous ressortez la même chose. C'est boileau. Très souvent, c'est ça. Voici pourquoi avec les langues, il faut être exposé à la chose, il faut la pratiquer. Parce que c'est pas évident d'apprendre une règle et de l'appliquer. C'est pas comme le français. En français, il y a des règles claires. Quand vous les connaissez, vous pouvez l'appliquer à tout moment. Mais c'est pas toujours le cas non plus. Parce qu'en conjugaison, vous savez, les verbes du premier groupe, deuxième groupe, troisième, la conjugaison peut varier. Donc, il faut apprendre seulement. Okay? Yeah. But I think you're doing good. Yeah. So keep learning.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Good. Any other question or comment from anybody? Any question, any comment? And anybody has a question or comment? No? Okay. Personne n'a une question?
No.
All right. Donc, have a wonderful day. And I will see you next week, right?
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.